I want to welcome you to Dream Chasers Radio with me, your host, Yaya Diamond. What's up, peoples? How you doing? It is a great day, and I have an author on the show today. I am so very excited because I like the title of this book. Really, truly like the title of this book, and I'm thinking that this is going to be something that you guys are going to love. Peace from Insanity. Peace from Insanity is the name of this book, and I want to welcome Jesse Arzate to the show, and I hope I said that right.
You said that exactly right. Perfect.
So tell us about yourself, Jesse.
I'm born in Bakersfield, California, and I still live there. And I have two grown adults now, a son and a daughter, which I love very much. Yeah. I just like to look at life and learn from life and get my poetry from things that I see. They're not always good things, but life is interesting, let's put it that way.
Yeah, it
And
definitely
never
is.
a moment.
Yeah, definitely. So when did you start writing poetry?
I was 13 when I lived up in Livingston, California, is when I decided to I wrote my first poem. But I really wanted to write poetry. I got the idea I wanted to be a writer when I was up in Coyote, California, and I read a poem by Robert Frost, and he became my inspiration. And from there on, I didn't do my first poem until when I was like in 8th grade, which was absolutely hideous. Nobody liked it.
That sounds about right.
I like I was proud of it.
I hear you. I mean, our first attempt on anything usually doesn't go right anyway. So
Exactly. That's why I stay away from cooking.
okay. So after you got big by the bug, you're writing poetry, you get better at it, obviously, as time goes on. What was your first book, or is this one your first book?
My first book, it came out I wrote it in 1983, 84. That I published it in 2005. Hold on, I got my buddy wants to join the meeting.
Oh, you're so cute.
Yes. Anyway, it's called Thought Press Between Pages, which is about to come out hopefully in 2 weeks, because I republished it again with an ad,
Nice.
And then this one right here, Peace from Insanity, I published it and it came out in 2017. And basically it was just inspiration, like Unfinished Life. That was basically inspired to me by a lot of young lives being lost for whatever reason, which I think is a sad thing, but sadly it's a reality of life, I guess.
It definitely
But
is.
anyway, go ahead.
Yeah, no, I said it definitely is. Yes.
Yeah, and there's a lot of poems in there. I got just inspiration from different places, or just like there's one called Agenda, and that one I was inspired by because Geraldo was walking among protester, and he put his mic in front of one protester, and it was funny because the person told him, "Get that mic away from my face," and that's how I got inspired to write that poem. Because we have the same chaos all over the place. Like I said, it's different towns, different people, but basically we all share the same problems, it seems like, which is kind of sad, but that's what
yeah, we all do. We definitely all do. And you're right. It's sad across the board, no matter where you're from, what nationality you possess, where you were born, what your skin color is, what language you speak. We all go through the same things in life.
We do. I've seen that in my personal life, And talking about skin color, and one of my poems, I wrote it's amazing how color can create a masterpiece, but color in the skin creates racism, and basically our skin color is just that. Everyone inside, if you take time to look at humanity and people and get to know people, I mean, you should never judge anybody before you get to know them.
That's right. You're so right. Mm-hmm.
And you'll be surprised what you'll learn if you approach people of all nationality instead of just keeping in your circle of, say, race or religion or politics or whatever. But it's, if you open yourself up to people, it's a beautiful experience.
Yes, I definitely agree. So Peace from Insanity, a collection of poems, right?
Exactly.
What were these poems about? I mean, this is right before COVID too. I think the world has gone a little bit more insane.
Oh, wow. You could say that's no, it has. Peace from Insanity, like I said, it's basically, there's a poem in there called Pendulum. And I talk about how it just swings from, from sanity to insanity. And basically on that poem, I was writing about politics. And I let the reader decide what they want to call insane and what they want to call insane. Because I don't take, it's up to the reader what they take from that. Correct. And I like to keep my poems were open for interpretation, basically. So that's basically what the whole book is about. It's about different situations in life. And God, it talks about being a father. I think that's very important because, like I said, I love my son and my daughter, the grown adults, and even though the mom and I were divorced, we both just agreed to still be parents, and it's healthy for them to see that.
Yeah.
And it's basically, like I said, it's while repeating myself, it's basically taking experience from life.
Yeah, I get it.
So much of that, I could read one or two, but well, let me see. Here's one that I wrote. It's called Balance. When I was a child, I had a father and a mother. That balance that gave me life. And I wrote one called Cotton Days. That one was written from experience I had when I was like 8 years old. I think I was up in Madero, California. And it was an early morning. And back in those days, before cotton machines came into the fields, you had cotton pickers and of all race, white, black, Mexicans. And I remember the conversation among the workers. They were talking about how there was going to be the last picking. And they were worried about what they were going to do next winter for income. And the morning progressed, and when it was all done, the farmer came and basically told everyone not to return next year because machinery was going to replace humanity when it came to picking cotton, And and I'm pretty sure everyone found a different way to go about and make a living and supporting themselves, I hope.
Yeah.
You know, but that's basically what my poetry just consists of memories, things that I see today that that I just form my poetry from.
Nice. That is nice. I like that because people can relate to it. You know, they might be going through something and then you've already gone through it. You wrote a poem about it, could help them through. Am I correct?
Yes. Matter,
Wonderful.
I remember one time I was at the library, and it was just, and there was older people there, a little bit older than I. And when I talked about that poem, a few of them said, "Yes, I remember those days."
Well,
But yeah, it's field work. It's, slowly just went aside, But anyway, that's basically what my whole book is about. Just
that's wonderful.
you know, and
That is
modern day.
wonderful.
Yes, go ahead.
I said that's wonderful. Modern day issues. And, you know, if you're going through something before someone else and you write it in a poem or in a book form, it definitely can minister and help other people get through what they're going through and let them know that they're not going through it alone.
Oh, there's a lot of, yeah, we all share that. I think if anyone ever feels like, I look at life like this. I mean, sometimes I have bad days, but I look I look at this, but somewhere around this world, somebody is having a worse time than I am. So I try not to let it bring me down. Just like, uh, it could always be worse.
Mhm.
Um, with
Yeah,
my always be worse.
that's right. You're here to do this again another day. There are people that are not here anymore. They can't do this again. So yeah,
Hey,
definitely.
yes.
Definitely. Well, Jesse, how can people get your book? Where can they go to find it?
They can go to Amazon and get my book there. You're going to see two book covers. One with an angel. That's the first print. But if you get the other one by with an ocean front, I mean, well, with the ocean and sunset, that's the latest, and it's also the only one out there. But anyway, it's on Amazon. You could also go to Barnes and Nobles and get it on their website. I, it's very good reading. I've had people review it, and I got very positive reviews on it, so I'm happy with that.
I hear you. I would be too. Well,
Yes,
Jesse, thank you so much. We're going to have that information about the latest edition, the latest release in the description box below. So it'll be easy for you guys to go ahead and grab that for yourselves and check it out. I love poetry, especially sitting down when the sun is either coming up or going down and reading poetry and then reflecting back on what the poet had said and the comparisons and the melancholy of it all. It's just beautiful. I love it. I love it. Thank you so much, Jesse.
well, thank you for this interview.
Oh, anytime, anytime. And thank you guys so much for tuning in. Don't forget to dare to be different and don't forget to go and check that book out for yourselves. And until next time, guys, bye.